Hello, welcome to today's webinar, E-Business for Small and Mid-Sized Businesses. I'm your moderator, Jenny Alton from the New York Small Business Development Center Central Office. Today's presenter is Erik Bunaes, President of Endorphin Digital Media. This webinar is brought to you by the New York Small Business Development Center, a network of 22 campus-based centers and outreach offices which are located across New York State, along with a central office based in Albany. The NYSBDC is a U.S. Small Business Administration resource partner. Our free advising, education, research, and advocacy services are made possible by funding from the SBA, New York State, and our host campuses. So you know, this session is being recorded. We will share it with attendees tomorrow, along with a PDF copy of the slides in a follow-up email. Attendees are muted and will not be on camera. Your chats will only be visible to me and our presenter. If you have any questions during the presentation, please don't hesitate to type them in the Q&A box as they come up. You can open Zoom's Q&A box from the Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom window. We will address questions during pauses throughout the presentation and at the end of the presentation as well. We'll answer as many questions as we have time for today. But for very specific questions that may take more time and detail to answer, or if we run out of time to answer all questions, you can get in touch with Erik with the contact information he will share during his presentation, or you can always reply to that follow-up email to get further assistance. Now I will turn the time over to Erik.
Thank you very much, Jenny, and thank you to the SBDC for hosting us today. The SBDC is a great organization for anybody that's not really familiar with them, and so we're really excited to work together. So this is a really interesting class, and I want to, there's a lot of really good information in this. So I can't think of like a better title for it. So, so it's kind of a strange title, but we want to talk about e-business and just how do we take advantage, regardless of what business we're in, how do we take advantage of the internet? So that's really what we're going to talk about. Just very quickly, here's my background and my contact information. As Jenny said, I'm the president and owner of Endorphin Digital Marketing. We started the company in 2005, and we have been in business ever since, and we're located in Troy, New York. So we've got a team of professionals and experts that we do a whole bunch of different things. We're really a marketing firm, so we're developing strategies to increase the visibility, improve campaigns, and generate leads and grow revenue. So we really talk about, you know, who are your potential clients, what do they need and want from you and your competitors, and how do we attract their attention, maintain their attention, build your brand, and use demand generation strategies to grow leads and sales. But everything we do is digital. So we do digital marketing strategy. We build lots of websites and manage websites, all different kinds of websites, including e-commerce. We're partners with Wix and Shopify. We do a lot of digital advertising campaigns, search engine optimization, local SEO, and again, demand generation. We work with a wide variety of businesses, mostly we do a lot of e-commerce, but we do a lot of work with services businesses. So professional services, local businesses, and we work with a lot of nonprofit organizations. So you can find more at our website at endorphindigital.com. So as this is sponsored by Constant Contact, I want to just make sure you are aware of what is happening with Constant Contact and what's available to you. Constant Contact started the email marketing industry back in like 1995 or something like that. And they've grown into be a very large company, and they've got all sorts of other services for digital marketing. So a really powerful email automation system, all complete social media posting, monitoring, responding, management systems. You can do ads, surveys, event management. You can build up landing pages with e-commerce, and they have a logo maker too, which is really neat. So if you have any questions about Constant Contact or you want to get started, let us know and we'd be happy to help you. So as I mentioned just as we started this, this class is really unique because what it started out as is we got several requests from chambers of commerce that said, what are the tools that you would recommend to get the most out of online marketing? And then we got that question quite a bit. So what are the best tools? Well, since there is so much stuff when it comes to digital marketing, there's so many different options and strategies, and there's SEO, there's websites, there's social media, there's email, there's ads, there's all sorts of stuff. And so we thought, well, why don't we'll create a presentation for this, but we want to also give you sort of a process to understand how your whole marketing strategy could or should look like if you're using sort of many tools, not just have a website or a Facebook page, but doing more things and making it easier and saving time and being more effective, and also understanding, how do you know what is working? So we're going to show you how to decipher this kind of information and know what your customers really want and like and prefer and need, and so that you can serve them better and therefore grow your business better and make more money so that you are successful. So we have a 5-step e-business process, which I'm going to talk about. And we're going to do that right after this slide. So to make things easy, we're going to talk about, like, I am a lawn care service company, right? I'm the owner of that. That's what we're gonna use this scenario and talk about this throughout the presentation so that we have some sort of concrete things we can talk about rather than keeping it really abstract. All right. So if you're like you're a homeowner and you say, okay, I want to find a company to take care of mowing my lawn, and maybe they do more. Maybe they do landscaping or fertilizing, chemicals, that sort of stuff. Who knows? But this is what I'm looking for is I want to find a lawn care service near me to help take care of that for myself. So how are we going to go about that? So we might search on Google for some local companies, lawn care services near me, or lawn care services in, the name of your town, whatever. We might ask our neighbors, who do they use, or see whatever vehicles are in your neighborhood kind of thing, and see if we can kind of find out who's happy with, whoever they're using. And maybe we'll even check on social media, kind of keep an eye out there in case somebody mentions something about lawn care. So I want to also, while I'm going through this process, I'm looking for some specific things, right? So I'm looking for, do they provide the services that I want and need? Do they serve my neighborhood or, my area? So will they, kind of be there already to do some work and that kind of thing? I obviously want to find out some idea of cost. And I probably, if I'm smart, I will look at some online reviews, kind of hear from their customers. So after I do some of that, I'll probably call and ask questions to the companies. I might, schedule a meeting to have them come over to my house and review my property and perhaps provide a quote or a proposal. So the question really is, if we're this company, how can we improve our chances that potential customers, the right potential customers, will find us and contact us? Okay, so basically that's the scenario, that's the strategy of what we're going to talk about today. So again, if I own this company, how am I going to go about marketing and promoting my business so the right people find out about it and answer the questions that they need to be answered, and perhaps make a call to us, schedule a call, schedule a meeting, schedule a visit to get a proposal, whatever those next steps are. So that's kind of the scenario we're going to talk about today. So here's this 5-step model that we created. And so it's called the Endorphin e-business process or e-business roadmap. And this is really important because it sort of helps you understand the different elements of really like sophisticated digital marketing and how it works and how you go about sort of managing it, implementing it, getting better at it, because you've got to keep improving things or your competition is going to get all the new customers. So we're going to go through these 5 steps in the rest of this presentation and talk about these. But the quick overview of it is that first you have a website, right? So you've got a website, you've got to build up the website, make it attractive, make sure it has the right information on it for your potential customers so they can learn as much as they need to know to say, okay, well, they fit in what I need and it looks like they do good work and have a good reputation. So, I'm going to reach out to them and see if I can get a quote, see what their prices are. The second step is optimizing. And so we're optimizing the website, but we're also optimizing our communications. So optimize is really 2 things. So one is we're probably going to think about SEO. So how do we drive more traffic from search engines like Google to our website, right? To get the people that are searching that don't know our name to find us in search engines and to find our website and click on it. We're also going to, in this step 2, we're also going to be optimizing the content of our website and the language of our website and the functionality of our website over time to make it better and better and serve the needs of our customers as well as we can make it. The third step is communications, right? So we need a regular flow of communications and content and information going out digitally so that people can, again, discover us, find our name, find out all the different services we provide, how we can help them, etc. So those are sort of the ongoing communications. Then we're going to run some specific campaigns. So the campaigns can be more shorter term things that are sort of seasonal, perhaps, that fit into, sort of the cadence of your customers' lives. Okay, so that's really important. And then the last step, part 5, is analyzing this performance or an analysis of what's working and not what's working and what's not working. So the 5th point is very important, and we'll talk more about that. But once you get to the analyze stage, you're going to go back to your website and you're going to kind of start this process again. And that's what those arrows indicate below the big arrow. And so they show, okay, well, we're going to use what we learn in the analysis stage and go back and improve our website, improve the optimization, both from a content and SEO perspective. We're going to improve our communications. We're going to come up with new and better campaigns. And then we're going to go through this analysis stage. And so this is an iterative model. You're going to do it over and over and over again. And as you do this, your results will get better and your growth will happen. Okay, so that's sort of a description of what this model means, and it's designed to help you think through how do you improve your digital marketing. Okay, so let's go through some of each of the steps of that, and we'll talk about both, what's involved in this step or things that you should think about, as well as some of the tools, right? Going back to the idea of what are the best tools for digital marketing. So here, the website is absolutely critical. If you're going to be a real company, a real business, a real nonprofit, you really need a website. People are going to look for it. They're going to try and find information about your organization, maybe how the services you provide, or maybe from a nonprofit's perspective, how can they get involved? How can they donate money, volunteer, whatever? So the website is critical, and so then we should think of this as sort of the central hub for all our communications and information. Okay, there's a number of reasons for that, but we want to make sure that we're constantly trying to drive people back to our website. So even if you're posting something on social media, or you're sending out an email, or you're doing ads, you want to get people back to your website, because then they're going to learn more about you, and they're going to potentially take that next step to call you, request a quote, etc. All right. So websites, they build and reinforce your brand, right? And sort of, like I said, if you don't have a website, people are going to be like, well, are they a real company? So, you've got to kind of build that brand, especially if your products or services are not something that are sort of everyday needs, perhaps, right? Or if there's some sort of specialization or special value that you provide, that it really needs to be reflected on your website and drive people back to your website. Okay. And remember, the website is really the only digital property that you actually own. So you don't own your social media. You just use a Facebook page or Instagram or X, Twitter, or LinkedIn, or YouTube. You don't own those. So if those companies go out of business or change or whatever, you might lose all your footprint on that website, right? Something might change. They may go out of business, get bought, whatever. So you can't really control that. So the website is really the only thing that you have full control over and ownership over. Website is also the foundation of all SEO, search engine optimization. So if you only have a Facebook page, you're really not going to get the benefit of building your own brand through something like Facebook. And especially Facebook in particular, it's kind of a walled garden. So we don't really see what's happening in Facebook on Google, right? And then it's really important that your website has the right information in it. So the last box there says, the most visited pages of any website. So people look at the homepage, obviously, that's where they usually start. they're probably going to look at the About Us, especially if you're kind of a professional services or something like that, or, they want the leadership is important. So the About Us and the team, those are really, really important. So it's shown, it's known, it's well known that those are really the three main most popular pages of every website. You can look at your own Google Analytics and you can you will find that that's true. After that, the two most important pages are either your products and services page and your customers or testimonials. Who do you serve? What type of clients? Or what type of person do you want to work with, or do you work with best? Who needs you, right? So those are some of the things to think about with your website in terms of what to put on it, why it's so important. So a couple more things about the website. So, we're going to use this to build the brand. We want to sort of tell our story. Why do we do what we do? Who do we do it for? All that sort of stuff. We want to show our work if possible, right? Show before and after photos, case studies, testimonials, reviews, etc. So, again, for like professional services firms or nonprofits or whatever, people want to look at, okay, who are your customers? Are they like me? Okay. Appearances matter with your website, right? So it's got to be, easy to read. It's got to have good information on it. It's got to have a lot of images and concrete information. Hopefully it's got some videos on it, etc., to kind of show products, projects, all that sort of stuff. Plus, that's the kind of information that people are interested in. Okay. Really important, this third block, the middle block there, you need to make your website about your customer. So it's not about you. You shouldn't be talking about me, I, us all the time. It should be, this is who our customer is. This is why we serve them. This is what we do. This is the results. And, hear from our happy customers kind of thing. That's what people want to see. They want to see who have you helped and what did you do kind of thing. Okay. The fourth one there is, are you embracing e-commerce and selling online? We'll talk a little bit more about that, but this is really part of that e-business concept. Is every business, whether you're a lawn mowing company or whatever, you can use the internet for doing certain things. So perhaps you let people schedule meetings with you, calls, even sort of schedule services, right? If you have a lawn mowing company, you want to, be able to schedule things online, maybe pay online, ask questions online, things like that, so that when people find your website, that they can kind of go all the way through the process, right? They can do the things like scheduling service. They can do the things like requesting help or a quote or learning about something, whatever it is. And so every company should be doing that, because if you're not really doing that, your customer is going to perhaps get frustrated. They're not going to call you. That's kind of a tenuous grip on that customer relationship. But the more you can sort of let them do themselves anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that's going to make your relationship with your customer more sticky. Okay. Plus, people might be doing this, looking at your company, be on your website at 8 or 9 o'clock in the night, right? And you're not in your office. So, again, you got to use the website in ways that sort of help customers do more with you. Okay. For good ideas on improving your website, look at your competitors, especially some of the bigger ones. What are they doing when it comes to this kind of thing? Okay. And then make it really easy for people to contact you, to send you messages, to send you an email, to schedule an appointment, to schedule a call to discuss their questions or their needs or your services, whatever it is. Perhaps there's a way to, let your customers sign into an account on your website, and then they can manage their relationship with you there. Maybe they give you their credit card, and you can just bill them sort of as you go, if it's a regular service like a lawn care thing. If it's not, maybe you make it so that they can pay online easily and simply. So you gotta, because of competition online, if somebody is working with you, some customer, and they can't do things that one of your competitors can do, then you're going to lose customers. Okay. So we've got to make this sort of customer service part of our website really helpful. We want it to help customers help themselves. Okay. And it should be, 24/7 kind of stuff. Okay. So as we think about our website, the one of the most important ways to make your website increase the authority in Google of your website is to have links coming from other places. Okay. And the more and better links that you have coming from other places to your website, the better your website is going to be. Okay. So links from other places, Google sees all of this stuff. Google knows all of this stuff. Google's bots crawl all of these links and watch all these links, and they see, are a lot of people going to your website, and then are they visiting a couple of pages on your website? Or do they go to your website and then just leave after 15 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever? Or they don't go to any pages, they just hit the one page they went to and leave. Those are signs to Google and other search engines that your website isn't that great. And so it's not going to show your website as high as a competitor that has a better record. Okay. So this just shows sort of how you can think about getting other links from other places to your website. Okay. And all of these ways are good, useful ways to do this. Okay. When it comes to local SEO, so if you're a local business like our lawn care service, there's a whole nother set of things to do to improve your local SEO. And we're not really going to go into that at this time, but there, suffice it to say, there's some really important stuff. Okay. So real quickly, just, hey, I'm going to build a website for my tool for a website for my business. What platform should I use? Well, if you go to a web developer, they're going to say, let's use WordPress. Well, WordPress is great, but it's very flexible, very powerful, but it's complicated. It's also code-based. So if you are not an HTML coder, I would advise against using WordPress. Again, it's powerful, it's flexible, it can do whatever you want, but again, it's complicated. And if you're not a programmer, you're gonna have to pay somebody or hire somebody to make changes regularly to your website, to add content to it, to change content, to add different content, etc. So we're a big fan of Wix. So Wix and Squarespace are two kind of similar websites. They're kind of all in one platforms. There's no sort of third parties involved in these websites generally. They have everything, including e-commerce and all that sort of stuff, but no programming knowledge or skills are needed. Okay. Now, if you want to know the difference between Wix and Squarespace, we've built a lot of websites in all of these platforms, and plus dozens of others. And Wix is far more flexible and powerful than Squarespace. So if you're looking for a platform that is a no coding platform that's very powerful, about the same cost as Squarespace, choose Wix. I'm telling you, we can say that clearly, as we've done some. We did one project in particular about 2 months ago where they were already our client was already using a Squarespace website. They wanted to keep it in it, and they hired us to rebuild their website. So we said, okay, we'll do Squarespace. We ran into several very important roadblocks that that are not inherent in Wix. So I definitely would recommend Wix over Squarespace. Anyway, so if you're going to do an e-commerce business, especially a products e-commerce business, use Shopify. So Shopify is great. Now you can use everything. Everything that you need for e-commerce is already in Shopify. The only problem with Shopify is the websites are very basic, and the cost, it gets very expensive very quickly. So Wix does have e-commerce stuff, can do products e-commerce. Not quite as powerful as Shopify when it comes to that, but very good. But again, if you're an e-commerce company and you sell a lot of different kinds of products, probably want to go with Shopify. And actually, I got to take this off because Constant Contact doesn't have a website builder anymore. They did for about a year or so, maybe more, but now they don't. So apologize for that. That was that we should take that off. So,
Erik,
yes.
before you continue on, we have a few questions.
Okay.
So the first one is, if I were to create my own app on the App Store, would that be considered a digital property that I own? I know you were talking about digital property with websites. So this person wants to know about an app.
It's pretty good, but how are you going to get people to know about your app? You need a website. So you still need a website to promote and market your app and build your brand name. Interestingly, if you build your website in Wix, they have an application. So you can, once you have a website, you can build your app for the Apple iTunes, the Apple App Store and the Google App Store. So something to know. Hope that helps.
Thank you. So the next question, this person would like to know more about what you meant with the links from the email signature block and how those play in to those links that Google looks at.
Yeah. All right. So in your emails that go out from like Outlook or Gmail or something like that, you should have your email signature block that goes out on every email. So people can forward that and share that. And, oh, I have Erik's contact information. It's in his bottom of his email. I'll forward that to you. So, but if you have a link to your website in your signature footer, people will be able to find your website from that. Click right on it. That's what I meant for that.
Thank you for clarifying that. The next question, we have someone who's particularly interested in local SEO. So is that something that they should reach out to you to find out more about, or what would you recommend for
Yeah,
local
I'd be
SEO?
happy to answer any questions that you have about that. We have a whole nother class that's just local SEO. We have a whole nother class that's just on Google Analytics and some other kinds of things. We just can't cover it in this webinar. It's just too much information.
Thank you. We had a comment. So just to clarify, some of these products, these website platforms like Squarespace, they do have an e-commerce aspect to them, correct? To where people
Yes.
can do
Yes.
that instead of per se Shopify.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Wix and Squarespace both have e-commerce capability. Yep.
And then, so WordPress can use other e-commerce functionality besides just Shopify as well, correct?
Yes, absolutely. There's generally it's generally considered there's four big e-commerce solutions that are most popular, I guess. So Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, and another one. I can't remember the fourth. But and
Got
those
it.
work with WordPress.
Excellent. So we have somebody who is currently using GoDaddy and did have Wix before. Have you found that clients have a better experience with Wix than GoDaddy then?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've built websites in GoDaddy's platform as well, just again recently, just in the last 3 months, I think, ish. And again, it's very simplified compared to what Wix offers. It's decent. I mean, if you have a very basic website, it's fine, as is Squarespace. But I'm just saying, compared to Wix, they're not as good. And so if you're standing there and you have a choice, I'm just recommending that you take Wix. You will have more choices, more flexibility, more tools. It's just, we just find, and we build, 50 websites a year or some number like that. So, and we do them in all platforms, including WordPress. And so we just know from direct experience that Wix is the best. And we use it for ourselves. Our website is Wix. And if we have a choice, if we're asked what we recommend, we always say Wix.
And what, in your experience, is the average cost of running a website for the clients that you work with?
Generally, Wix is like $25 a month or something like that. So that, I mean, it can even be free, both in Wix and Squarespace, that, if you don't want a custom domain or don't want to take payments. But if you want a custom domain and you want to take payments, you have to pay for their premium, pay for a package, and those start at like $15 a month or something like that, and then go up from there. But not expensive. And like I may have said, WordPress requires regular maintenance. You have to do maintenance every quarter or twice a year, kind of thing, to just maintain the system so it keeps working. And with Wix and Squarespace, you don't have to do that. So very, very important to save you money doing this.
So we have an attendee who specifically has an acting studio and is wondering, what is your number one suggestion on how to drive online traffic to a website for that type of business?
We're getting tremendous results out of Google search ads. Tremendous. We've got a number of different businesses. We've been doing this for a long time, and we get really good results in terms of driving traffic. So it's a very good tool. You know, that's why Google is so big and makes so much money on this, is because their ad system is just fantastic. Can't be beat.
All right, I'll ask you one more question, and I know you have a lot more to cover, but so many good questions today. So we have a person who currently has GoDaddy and is wondering if there are any additional costs to switching over to like a Wix or something similar.
I mean, if you do it yourself, there's no additional costs. You know, you pay a hosting fee to GoDaddy for your website. You'll pay that same kind of cost to Wix. And if you do it yourself, it's free. If you hire somebody, then you obviously have to pay them. So, but those are really the only costs you're going to run into.
Right. So, I know I said that last question, but this one is specifically on Google Ads. So I want to catch this before you move on. So this person has been thinking about Google Ads, but thought they might be too expensive. So what can you tell about, the cost with Google Ads?
Yeah. So what we've found, and again, we do a lot of this, and we do some with fairly substantial budgets. We've found that you really should be spending at a minimum $500 a month on your ads. That way you are going to be, you have enough sort of critical mass to get enough impressions to be able to make the changes to improve the ads over time, where you're going to make way more money back from the additional traffic and visitors than that $500. But if you spend less than $500, it's going to take you a long time to kind of figure out what works and what doesn't work and all that sort of stuff. It is a pretty complicated platform because it's built for companies that are really large to use. So companies that are spending, $100,000 a month or $1 million a month on ads with Google, this platform is capable of managing that. And so it is a little complicated. And so, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to waste your money. So, it's just one of those things that it's like doing your taxes. Yeah, you can do it yourself, but do you want to risk making those mistakes, which are going to cost you money? So, yeah, so that's what we have found.
All right, thank you. Please continue on.
Okay, thanks. All right, we only have 15 minutes. So I'm gonna kind of speed up a little bit here and try and get through this because we have.
Yes, and so Erik, if you have time to go a little bit longer, if you want more time, we are recording, and so anyone who needs to leave early, we can send that recording and they can finish watching the rest of the webinar that way. So
okay.
I just wanted to put that out there, that I know, like, so many good questions, and so if you need more time, then we will be good to handle things that way.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you very much. Okay. So back to, so we're still on step 2 out of 5. We're talking about optimizing both the SEO and the messages. So, we're going to want to make sure that that our messages are clear, and our messages, again, are focused on our customers, not sort of focused on what we want to sell, kind of thing. Okay. So, the optimization includes, again, the appearances, right? Our branding, the images, the company description, all of this stuff is important. And then we want to, for our brand, again, we want to maintain that sort of very consistent image and appearance across all our different platforms, both, digitally as well as, physical. Okay. So that's kind of part of the process. We're the other, from more of a SEO perspective of optimizing, we're going to talk and look at keyword analysis, right? We're going to do keyword research, keyword analysis. What words and phrases do your customers use to search for you? So again, that is a challenge sometimes, because especially in like professional services where acronyms are often, common, that might not be how your customers search for what you provide. So keyword research is really important, and making sure that you understand what is being searched for and that you're optimizing for terms that have an adequate level of search volume and therefore traffic to your website. So, SEO is a difficult, complex practice. But if you look at that far right box, we're looking to use our selected keywords in the page URL or the address, the meta description, the title tag, the H1 tag, and the body of text as anchor text, and an image alt text. So don't really have time to delve too much into SEO here. But those are some of the key elements in terms of using keywords and using them correctly in these things. That's how SEO works. Okay. And then the third part of optimization is getting links back to your website. Again, that shows Google and other search engines that your topic is good, that people that are finding your links, using those links, getting to your website, and then using your website are getting a good experience. And if they get a good experience, then Google will know that, and they will show your website higher in search results. So that's how SEO works. But SEO is very complicated. So it's also an ongoing sort of continuous process. If you do like SEO keyword research and you make all these changes to your website and you just do it once, your performance is going to go down, 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 because your competitors are going to know what you're doing, and they're going to keep working on their SEO, and they're going to start to steal your traffic. So this is sort of another reason why SEO is challenging, because it's very competitive, and you have a broader swath of competition online, unfortunately, than you do sort of in the real world locally, right? Anyway, so that's some more about the optimization. Here's a little bit about local SEO and specifically locations and reviews. So we want to sort of know about local content creation, using words of local, cities, towns, other physical things, or descriptions, that kind of stuff. We want to make sure we establish and manage a lot of local listings on online directories. The Google business profile is very, very important when it comes to local, as are Google reviews, very, very important. And sort of, so that's a little bit about SEO. I didn't realize we were going to talk about that, but I forgot that I put that in there. So Google Analytics is pretty much the tool to use. There are a couple other tools that are good for this, but Google Analytics is free. And since Google is the search engine, the most prominent and popular search engine, that's where you want your data from. So you might as well just use Google Analytics. SEMrush or SEMrush and Moz are also very, very good tools and popular tools for SEO management. So communication. So step 3 is sort of the area of communication. Consumers have a lot of alternatives, right? Competition is everywhere. And so you need to keep your brand top of mind so people can find it. And, until you're sort of a tried and true provider, people are going to be trying alternatives and they're going to click on the things that they're shown on Google. So you need to sort of make sure that you're communicating with people, especially if your service is sort of esoteric or, complicated. You want to educate your customers so they know what they need and know what they should be talking about and things like that. So this is something you should sort of be doing on a regular, ongoing basis. And we're talking about, your website, social media, email, maybe the use of text or SMS marketing. Definitely videos are really important, digital advertising, all those kinds of things. And so the very bottom thing there says, people like doing businesses with people that they know, like, and trust. So you've got to become the company that they know, they remember, they like, and they trust. So if you are not that, you're not going to be successful. And a question we always get about social media is, which social media platform is the best? Well, unfortunately, there isn't a best. It just depends on who your customers are and where do they congregate, right? You want to fish in the pond with the most customers. So you should not use what you like, but use where your customers are most active. Okay. And we tell customers, pick 1 or 2 of these most active and most appropriate channels and be really super active on those. You can post on the other ones, kind of regularly and kind of automatically and stuff like that. But, if you're going to get anything out of social media, you really need to be very active. And that goes way beyond just posting some stuff occasionally. You need to interact with people. You need to respond to questions and comments. And, it's sort of, it's difficult, right? And that's why a lot of businesses try and use social media because they think it's good, it's free, but they just don't get much out of it. And, so therefore, it's a good channel, but it's not more important than email or advertising or SEO. Okay. There's some very powerful tools out there to help you scheduling and automatically scheduling posts. Hootsuite, Promo Republic, and Constant Contact all have very powerful social dashboards. So Constant Contacts is free to use if you're a paying email marketing customer. So they have a super powerful system. You can literally schedule an unlimited number of posts to an unlimited number of profiles. And it's basically free with a, email marketing account. Email is really important. Okay. It's really, really important. And you're missing a big opportunity if you're not using sort of comprehensive email marketing. So this goes to both the communication side of things as well as the campaign side of things. Interesting, there's a study that it's close to 80% of the ROI of email marketing comes from this bottom bullet point. Companies that use automated email communications. So most of the ROI that you're going to get out of using email is by using these targeted, automated email communications. So automatic emails. So isn't that great? Most of the ROI you're going to get is from something that you create and put in place once, and then you're going to be using it automatically, and you're going to get great ROI from that. Okay. A couple of the good tools. Obviously, we're more bigger fans of Constant Contact than any of the others. It's a great tool. It's been around for ages. It works really well. So those are communications. Now, promotions are very important because we got to get new customers to try our products or services, right? And, the way to do that is to give, free or discounted or, sales, that sort of stuff, and get people to try our products and services, or for current customers, get them to try a different new service that we offer. Okay. So these are some things to think about in terms of your promotional campaigns. Again, email is very important, and one of the key things that you should be using. There is also the sale stuff, right? So this does work. Shouldn't be discounted too much. I mean, shouldn't be ignored, right? This is a good way to get people to try your products and services. But when we're thinking about our promotional campaigns, really, or of any of our marketing, we should be thinking about our sales funnel, right? We should have a process of this sales funnel of attracting people who don't know us to find out about us, and then to learn about us, and then to talk to us, and then to buy from us. And then we should try to also keep them in the sales funnel by making sure they buy from us again, keep buying, maybe buy other services, etc. So this is sort of where lead generation comes into play, and sort of how you target people depending on where they are in this sales funnel. How do you attract people to know who you are? How do you get them to be interested in and try your products and services? How do you get them to pay money? And then how do you get them to keep buying from you? So that's really important to think about. The final step is the analyze step or analysis. This is really important, and most companies that we work with or that we talk with, most of the companies, they don't do this, right? So this is where we know that you can improve and you can beat many of your competitors by just analyzing and understanding what's happening with your digital promotions, your digital campaigns, your website, what's happening, how do you make them better? Okay. Our goal is to get people to our website and then view as many pages as possible. That means they're finding interesting stuff to read. They're spending more time learning about us. Maybe they're seeing how we operate, which customers we work with, see, reviews, testimonials, case studies, etc. And when people are doing this, we then understand from Google Analytics that what is working and what is not working, right? What do people find interesting? What do they read? What don't they read? Where do they leave your website from, etc. So this is the stuff you learn about your customers that will help you make your website better, make your communications better, make your campaigns promotional campaigns better. Grow your business. If you don't know your customers and you know what they want, know what they like, what they're interested in, you're not going to be able to serve them as well as your competitors. So this is really important, and that's how you can beat your competition, because they're not looking that much at their analysis either in most cases. Really important, Google Analytics. In July 1st of this year, their universal analytics tool has been cut off as of July 1st. And now they have their new version of Google Analytics is version 4, and it's referred to as GA4. But you have to manually switch to this and understand how it's different from universal analytics and why Google made this change. So to tell if you were using universal analytics on your website, in the code, there will be the old universal analytics code looks like this. You'll see it on there in sort of the second paragraph. It starts with a UA, and then it has 8 numbers and a dash and 1 number or letter. The new GA4 tag, it says G hyphen 4 letters. Okay, 7 letters, excuse me. And there's no dash and another one. So so then since they cut off universal analytics, your GA4 is going to start from scratch, meaning it's going to start from 0 when you install it. And so it's not, and it's not really an apples to apples comparison. If you look at your search data in GA4 compared to UA, it's not exactly apples to apples because they made changes. So again, we have a whole class that goes through just Google Analytics. But I've given you some really important things in terms of, so here's a GA4 versus UA video. Just click this link, introducing GA4, you click that link, and how to set up GA4 on a CMS website, which is like either WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, GoDaddy, whatever, most any kind of website that anybody has here. This is the right link to learn how to do that. But this is what we learned from GA4, is where did our website visitors come from? Okay, and there's 6 options. They either came from display, direct, paid search, organic social, or referral. Okay, and we don't have that much time, so I'm not going to go through all these, but here's the definition of all of those. So display is display advertising, direct is a direct link to your advertising, or really when somebody types or pastes in your URL directly into a browser. So if you open Google Chrome and you type in www.amazon.com, that's direct. Okay, so Google Analytics doesn't see that. Paid search is paid search advertising. Organic search is just what appears in Google search results. Organic means not paid. Paid means you pay for it. So organic social means, links from sites like Facebook, Twitter, or X, or LinkedIn, etc., YouTube, TikTok. And a referral is that comes from somebody that just clicked on a link or a button from somewhere else. Okay, so think about like having your website listed at your Chamber of Commerce, and somebody finds you on the Chamber of Commerce website and just clicks the link to your website. That's a referral visit. Okay. So again, one of the things that we really want to know is how long are people staying on our website? and what are they doing there? What pages are they visiting? How many pages are they viewing? How many times do they come to our website? Things like that. And these are the reports that you will see in GA4 to show you what pages are most visited and getting the most attention. Okay, so some more details down here at the bottom of this slide. Some really good resources and tools. And again, Google Analytics is really the most important, but there's a couple other tools. There's Google Search Console, which is important. If you're doing advertising, there's Google AdWords, etc. So that's about it. Those are, again, kind of the 5 steps of what we are looking at here in terms of our marketing process. As we keep sort of doing this iterative process of trying things out, market, we will grow, right? Marketing is all about testing things, putting them into place, trying them out, seeing how they work, see what we learn from those, and trying again, right? That's what marketing is trial and error, is trial and measure and adjust and repeat. Okay, that's how you're going to get better and better at Google Analytics, and that's how you're going to get more visitors to your website, more authority in Google's eyes, and you're going to grow your business. So that's kind of it. We have a couple of resources here that are really good, that are free. So we have digital marketing, all sorts of digital marketing guides and ebooks. We do free digital marketing consultations. We do this life cycle marketing methodology, that another way to help you kind of think through your marketing. We do free website audits, etc. So if you need any help, those are all out there. We're happy to answer any questions here or afterwards, and happy to meet and talk with you if you have questions or you need some help. So Jenny, I see you're back.
I am. Yes.
Any other questions? Or
we do have a few questions if you're good to continue with that.
Yes,
all right,
absolutely.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time today. And there are many thanks coming in for a great presentation. So thank you.
Great. Thank you very much.
So a question on the Google Ads. Is there a scale for payment if you would like your ad to appear before similar competition?
So it doesn't change the cost of your ads to directly compete against competition. What you do is you include the names of your competition in your keywords. And so that's a very, very good strategy of trying to compete with your customers.
So how does it work? Where, like the location of the ads when they show up and the exposure that you're getting, how does that system work with Google?
So there's several different types of ads from Google. There are search ads, which are the text ads that look like search results that are found on the search results pages. So those are text ads, again, that look like other real organic search results. There are display ads, which are sort of image-based ads that you'll see on other websites that are, there's a thing called the Google Display Network. And so there's well over 2 million websites out there that show ads from other companies. And they're in this thing called the Google Display Network. So that's the other type of ads, is that you can do these display ads that show up on other websites, not your own or not Google. And if somebody clicks on that ad, then they will go back to your website or to wherever you want them to go, to a landing page or whatever. So that's how those two ads are different.
Thank you for that information. You've mentioned videos today, and so one of our attendees would like to know what program you recommend for creating videos.
There are a lot of them, and you know, if you're a Microsoft user, you can use Microsoft Teams. You know, you can use your own camera and just, you know, film yourself, and that's what a lot of people do, and just upload it to the social channel of their choice. You can also, if you want to edit a video that you shoot, you can use something like iMovie, Apple iMovie, which is a free tool, and yeah, it's free, from Apple that you can download, and then you can put your video that you shot from your camera or from a session like this and edit it in iMovie, and then you can upload that to YouTube or anywhere else you might like. But YouTube is important because, you know, YouTube's owned by Google, and so it's the second most used search engine in the world behind Google. So Google has the top two, and so we recommend to all our customers that make video wherever you make it. Put it on YouTube first, then put it on your website from YouTube, and share it from YouTube to social or email or whatever, because you want Google to see the activity on your videos through YouTube. So then YouTube will help your Google search rankings, your organic rankings on Google, because YouTube is part of Google. So
Right.
it all contributes to your search authority.
Right. And I know YouTube does have some editing tools as well, right? Some simple editing tools, if I'm remembering correctly, as part of its studio options.
Maybe they probably do.
Yes.
I think YouTube does too. YouTube has like a director's suite, or they used to, at least. I haven't seen it in a while. I use iMovie. I think
Right.
iMovie is great. It's free. You can just download it to your computer, and it's really easy to use. And
Do you know of an equivalent to iMovie for Windows?
I think you can use iMovie on Windows.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, good to know. One person asked about the email automation services. You listed Constant Contact, MailChimp, and then there was a third one.
Yep.
Which one was that?
Robly.
Robly. Okay. Robly. And you will get a copy of the slides, a PDF, a link to a PDF of the slides in that email that you received tomorrow. So the GA code, where would someone go to look for that?
The easiest way, if you're trying to figure out if you have it on your website, is go to your homepage, left click or right click on your homepage, and you should get a menu that says down near the bottom says inspect or view code, something like that. So click that and you'll see the code of your website, and in the header tag up near the top of the first page, you should see, it'll say Google Analytics, and then it'll have that code. So you have to be comfortable reading code to sort of be able to find it. But if anybody has any questions, just reach out, and I'll be happy to look for you.
Wonderful, thank you. So is there analysis built within a website when you're using GA4, or is it just a separate program that you go check to get your results?
It's really GA4 that you're looking at. And so that's the tool, and that's why you need to put code on your website so that Google Analytics will see the activity on your website and be able to record it and then show you what's happening on your website. So again, it's free. So if you create a Gmail account, or you can just search Google Analytics and then create an account from there. And then you get the code, and then you can either add it wherever it's supposed to go yourself, or you can have your developer do this for you, or whoever manages your website. And and then it'll start recording that data from that. As soon as it's put on, it will start recording the data.
Right. And so you go to look for those results then in your Google account, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Wix, it doesn't, I know you talked about Wix today. It doesn't have any tools for looking at those.
It does have some. I honestly, I don't even look at them. I just use Google Analytics. It's really the benchmark. It really is. You really should just use Google Analytics.
Best place to go. Got it. All right. So this person has asked about the free services that you offer. So if you could just give a quick recap on that. I know you mentioned like a website audit.
Yeah. So we have a ton of marketing guides and ebooks. So many of them are from our partner, Constant Contact. There's various other ones. There's a few we've written. So we have a whole page full of them. So you can just click on there and download whatever you want. And then we do free sort of marketing consultations. So if you want to schedule, a time with us, and then it'll be with me, and we will, review. We'll talk to you about, your website. If you have any specific questions, whatever your marketing questions are, we are happy to help you kind of talk through those, think through those. And then we also do kind of these website audits. So if you see that image below at the bottom, we sort of do a quick grading of your website in terms of, the SEO, the usability, the performance, the social media rankings, and a few other things. And so we can sort of tell you some of the basics in terms of, how's your website set up, and, what kind of opportunities for improvement do you have to make it better.
Wonderful. Thank you. So when you talked about keywords, what are the places where you would go in and list those keywords?
Yeah, that's complicated. So there are there's 4 areas of SEO. So one of them is on-page SEO. So those are things that you see. Then there's off-page SEO, and those are things that are in the code. There's technical SEO, which means like page load speed, how fast your pages load, and some other things like menu structure and things like that. And then the 4th area is content, right? So the places that you put the tags are both on page and off page. So it's some of the things that you see and some of the things that are in the code. So some of the things that you see are page title, H1 tag,
H1 being heading 1, correct?
Heading number 1, page URL, and maybe, yeah. So I think maybe those are the only ones, and then content. And then off page are title tag, H1 tag, again, is, it's got to be put in there. The meta description, alt tags. So Google can't read images. So every image on your website has what's called an alt tag. And the alt tag tells Google what that image is about. So it's a very important signal to Google. So that's an important place to put the tag. But you can't just go in there and put your tag. So, if I'm a lawn mowing service, I can't just put lawn mowing service into those tags. It has to be a sentence, and it has to make sense, grammatically. Yeah, grammatically, I guess is the right word. So, like you can't just put the tag in, like in the olden days, like 10 years ago, you could just put the tag in, or the keyword in the tag, and then put it like, repeat it, like put it like 5 times. But that's called tag stuffing or something like that. Stuffing, keyword stuffing. So you can't do that. If you did that now, I mean, you can do it. If you did it now, though, Google would red flag that and you would get penalized. So it's not that easy to create the tags. Okay, they have to be grammatically correct sentences, because Google wants to, again, give the best results in its search engines for its users, right? That's what it's trying to do in this process, is it's trying to find the best content for whatever you type in. And if they do that, then more people will use their search engine. So that's their goal. So we're trying to make sure that we play within the rules that they've set out, and also with the intent of the rules. So if we try and game the system, Google knows that we're trying to game the system, and it's going to penalize us. So that's part of SEO, and you have to be kind of careful about it.
Right. I know it's a very complex topic. So, and you offer a course specifically on SEO, correct?
Yes.
Are those listed on your website then? Is that where somebody would go to look for that course?
I don't know if I don't have it necessarily like a recording of it on my website. So
Okay.
it's one of the classes that I offer to people like you, the SBDC, if you want to host that class.
Okay. Well, maybe we need to host one on that then. We'll talk later.
Right.
All right. Do you know of any discounts with Constant Contact, or any offers that they have for new subscribers?
Yes. Yes, in fact, I do. So I'm, as I said, a partner, a longtime partner. I'm one of their most like top tier partners. And so I actually have more discounts than if you went directly to Constant Contact and bought their product from them. I have more discounts than you would get from them. So if you want something, if you want a discount, you should come to me. Because we have there's a regular monthly discount that you can get. If you're a chamber member or a nonprofit, there's an increased monthly discount that you can get. There's often a new customer discount, and this is the thing that Constant Contact will not give you, but I have. And then I can also get you a free branded email template, which is custom designed with your branding and matches your website kind of thing, and reusable, and Constant Contact doesn't have that. And we also have created a hand-picked list of Constant Contact tutorial videos, which we give to our customers. So I see the numbering on that column there is kind of gotten screwy. It goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So have to fix that too, I guess. But anyway.
So this person has a question, basically how to prioritize Google Ads versus social media ads and working out a budget for how you would allocate things. I know you mentioned that $500 budget. So what would you recommend as far as allocating resources to Google Ads versus social media?
So I think some level of advertising for every business is necessary. So every business should spend some money every month on paid advertising, whether that's, the Clipper magazine or the, direct mail or online advertising, whatever it is, you should be spending some of that, because that advertising gets to people that don't know you, right? So that's where your new customers are going to come from mostly. So, and then if you think about social media, unless you have a very dynamic personality and you create a lot of videos and you put those on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, you're not going to get a flow of new customers from that. Okay. The way to grow your business is doing Google advertising. And again, I'm saying this from experience. It's better than Facebook advertising, right? Because not everybody is on Facebook and not everybody goes to Facebook to shop. When they search something in Google, they are looking for information actively. And that's why search ads work so well. That's why Google is such a gigantic company, is because so many companies and businesses have found that it works really well. So they keep doing it, they add more money to it, and they keep doing it. So if you want to grow your business, I would do Google search ads. It's the best money you can spend, besides creating lots of videos that you really should do as well, and doing email marketing, getting out there in real life, obviously, and meeting people, especially if you're up in the like Albany or North Country area, you've got to be kind of visible. If you're in Manhattan, it's a little bit different. But Google ads work exceptionally well. And again, especially for people that you don't know, and for people that that don't know you, and that they're not looking for your name, they're looking for information on a topic, right? So if I'm looking for a lawn mowing service, or I'm looking for somebody to fertilize my lawn, or I'm looking for somebody to come and do fall cleanup or spring planting, right? I'm sticking with the whole lawn care service example we had for today. If they're looking for things like that, that's when you want to come up, and that's when you want to come up in the search results with search ads, and hopefully with organic search results. And that's how you're going to get new customers, because they're looking to buy something or learn something to help them with a need. And so they're searching it, and they're going to read a few things to see what they can find. And so, yeah, so that's why I think.
And so if you want to find keywords like that, like you were just mentioning with the lawn care service, where do you recommend going to get a sense of what those good keywords are?
Just go to Google, type in Google Keyword Planner, and you will find that tool. And you probably have to either, you have to sign in with a Google username. So you can use the one that with your email, if you have Google email, or just create an account. And then you can put in various words, like you could put in lawn care service and lawn mowing and stuff like that. And it will even spit out words that are kind of like that. And it will show you the search volume, the actual search volume on Google. and the competition score, and that's how you find your keywords that you're going to target.
Fantastic. So here's our last question for the day. We've made it through the list. Oh, wait, no, one just came in. Hold on. So this person said alt tags, do those potentially relate to accessibility, people with disabilities as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And so that helps to improve your website's access for people with disabilities then?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So multi-purpose, helpful for many reasons.
Yeah. We actually do an ADA assessment of websites. So if somebody is looking to make sure that their website is ADA compliant, we can do that too.
Excellent. Okay, so this person has a question. They are an artist, and so they feel like their traffic would come from people who don't know that they want a painting yet. So they might stumble across them, not necessarily looking to buy art, and then after multiple views, they may decide to make a purchase. So what do you recommend for someone where it's a little bit more indirect route like that of people coming and finding their product or service?
Yeah. So think about somebody that, how would you find something like that, right? You might go into Google and you might say, paintings about Niagara Falls, right? Or, paintings about Native Americans. I'm actually Native American. Paintings about this, French Impressionistic paintings, right? Or painters. So look, and again, you can go to the Google keyword planner, and you can see exactly what people search for related to your topic, right? Whether you're a painter or whatever. And so again, this isn't guesswork. We're not guessing when we're doing search ads or SEO. All of this is data. And so there's always a path to figure out the SEO and the search ads, because Google is the big brain, right? So everything that's ever been typed into Google, and people do this, dozens of times a day, every day, and they've been doing it since 1995, whenever Google launched, or whatever year it was. It was about back then. And so they use all of this data that they have, and they share it with you, right? Through Google Keyword Planner. So we know historically, and the law of large numbers, we know how many searches happen for each keyword. Again, we're not guessing. We're not saying, hey, we did this, it worked. We're using the actual real data from Google. And then when you know how to use the data, or what you find from the data, then you know that you're going to get a portion of those searches. Okay. So again, none of this is guesswork. Again, we're going through this literally today with a client of ours who does like specialty financing, right? And we're saying I'm not saying I know all about specialty financing, but I know how to research data to show you what will work and what will drive more traffic to your website. And then we use SEO and search ads, and we will drive traffic to your website, and we'll drive the right kind of traffic. The right people who are searching for what you offer will drive that traffic to your website. And that's why we're seeing fantastic results. We're actually now, we work with a dryer vent cleaning company, and they're actually a franchise. and they have 200 franchisees in the country. And one of them came to us and he said, you know, the advertising firm that we're using to do our Google search ads is not performing very well. And so we said, well, why don't you let us look at what they're doing and we can tell you if we can do a better job. And what we saw, which is what we've seen repeatedly, is big companies, especially that do Google search ads for other companies, they dumb them down so much that they don't take advantage of all the tools that Google offers. So this customer, this franchise owner ended up hiring us, and we are, within a month, we are doing double the performance of the ads that were on there at half the cost. So we're spending half as much as he was spending, but we're getting double what they were spending at the higher amount. So we're getting 4 times the performance and 4 times the visitors to his website than we're going to his website from the old advertising agency, which was vetted and approved by the franchisor who has 200 franchisees. And so now we're starting to get more and more of the franchisees of this same company coming to us from California and Florida and Michigan and other states that are saying, hey, I hear you're doing this for this guy, and can you do that for us? And so, yeah, we can. So it's using the data that we know, and there's some very specific tricks, if you will, or techniques is maybe a better word, to improve the SEO or search engine performance. And so we're doing that, and we're getting better results. And so we're going to end up getting many of this franchisor's franchisees, and that's why we're growing. So you know, you know, when this guy came to us, I'd never even heard of a dryer vent company, cleaning company. And, you know, again, that doesn't matter, right? It's what we're looking in the data. And so we know how to use the data, choose the right keywords, use them correctly, set up the ads correctly, you know, manage the ads. That's the big part, is making changes to the ads based on the performance. So we do a lot every, you know, week we're working with these ads, whereas the other company they had managing them for them didn't do anything, right? And so they're just collecting your money for doing nothing. And, you know, we work for our money. So, you know, anyway, it's all about data, and it's not rocket science, but it's also not easy. And you've got to also manage it, you know, do it on a consistent basis, because the competition for search ads and SEO is so intense that, you know, 10 years ago, maybe you could have just set it and forget it and check it once a year. But now if you did that, again, your performance is just going to go down and down and down, because, you know, your competitors, if they're doing their job, they're looking at their performance and they're making changes. So they're going to start to outperform your SEO and your search ads.
Right. Okay. So takeaways are looking at the data and then continual adjustments based on that data.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, we will close things out for today. You have been more than generous with your time today. So thank you so much, Erik. And thank you to everyone who's attended. You've had fantastic questions, and we can see some future webinars that potentially we can partner on as well, because these are hot topics. So please remember that you will receive a follow-up email tomorrow with a link to the recording and a link to a PDF of the slides. We do ask that if you have a moment to give us some feedback, we will have a end of survey webinar that will show when I shut down the webinar here. It will also be linked to in that follow-up email. So if you have that time, we'd love to get feedback. If you have questions related to this webinar, Erik's contact information is in the presentation. And so you will have access to that. And then you can also, remember, reply to that email and we will be able to give you further assistance. So thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of the day, everyone. And we will shut things down. Remember, the next one's coming up in 2 weeks. So we'll be back with Erik.
Yeah, thank you, Jenny. Thank you to the SBDC, and thank you, everybody, for coming today. I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure, Erik. Thank you again. Bye-bye, all.